Have you ever wondered how to create beautiful Minecraft fields? Maybe you want to up your landscaping skills, or maybe you simply want to learn how to add more pizzazz to your Minecraft decor. Well, stop what you're doing and watch this video. I will be showing you 3 different ways to border your fields and increase your Minecraft decorating skills. So let's get to it. Hello friends, my name is Callie, and today we're looking at 3 different field designs. For this first field design, we are going to be using some peonies for inside the field, as well as some lanterns for some lighting, some Deepslate tile walls, and some acacia leaves. So let's pick a spot here where we can lay this out. I prefer to lay out my field with the leaves first before adding in the flowers and whatever else I want to put in the field, but you can choose whichever way you'd like to do it. One rule of design is things look better with odd numbers. If you're gonna have a field like this, it's typically better to add like 3 leaves or tower them on top of each other. Definitely make sure you're not going in a straight line, that you're curving in order to create a little bit more of a unique design. So now that you have laid out the leaves, it's now time to go in with the Deepslate tile walls. So since I've left a space here in between, I'm just going to put the walls in these spaces. It is now time to take a little bit of a look, because as you can tell here, there is a lot of flat areas of leaves and not as much height as I would like. So don't be afraid to go back in with some more leaves to add in a little bit of height here and there to make a little bit of a change in depth. Once you are comfortable with what it is looking like around the outside, it is now time to add in our flowers. So there's a bunch of grass in here. Feel free to get rid of it or leave it, whatever you think is best. Now I'm really loving the slope of this area. It just shows off the field a lot better when you are working with the slope. Once you have finished placing your flowers, it is now time to step back and take a look at what you have done. So the last thing that you want to do with these field designs is to add in some lights. Now, if you are recreating this in survival, I have one tip for you. There might be spaces in the center that you would have mob spawn, and you don't really want that because you don't want a creeper blowing up your beautiful work. So I have 2 suggestions. One, you can make some lampposts in the center of this build and create light that way. You can also do some hidden carpets with a light underneath that would help with mob spawning. But one of the other ways that you can do it is if you take a shovel and if you just make path blocks along here, nothing will spawn on it, and nothing should spawn on the flower blocks either. So by doing these ones, you not only kind of create a cool different design by having some path blocks through it, you can also then walk through that area, but it is also mob proof and you don't have the problem of having mobs attack you while you go through your beautiful fields. So let's move on to field design number 2. For our second field design, we're actually going to be using some of the new 1.19 blocks, including mangrove roots, mangrove fence, of course lantern, and some mangrove leaves. So this area is a little bit flatter, so I'm going to show you how to create the field design in this flatter area. Once again, you're going to want to make a shape that is not a perfect square or a perfect circle, just simply meander the shape along the ground. So we're going to be using some mangrove roots for that, and we're actually going to be using the mangrove roots all the way along without putting any spaces in between them. Once you have a decent shape, it is now time to go in and add a little bit of height along this area. Once you have a shape that you are happy with, it is now time to go in and plant your flowers or vegetables or create it into an animal pen. The flowers I have chosen here are actually the blue orchid and the lily of the valley. Now with short flowers, I actually randomly place them. So I just go around and I randomly place the flowers down. I don't really do a pattern to it at all, just try and make them kind of spaced out as best as I can, and then we'll add in the blue flowers as well. Now with this field design, I actually want to show you guys what I mean by the lantern posts in the center of it to add in a little bit extra light. So what I do is I simply put in some fences. We are using some mangrove fences right here, and we just make a little bit of a light post. Now spruce is a nice touch. Let's see which one looks better, if we do spruce or if we do mangrove. Trapdoors. Let's try the trapdoors of the mangrove variety. I think either would work, but for the sake of contrast, we are going to use the spruce trapdoor. So this just makes a little bit of a nice lamppost that you can then hang a couple of lanterns from and provide light within your field and prevent mob spawns. With the lights done, it is now time to add in a little bit more detail around the border of this field. And to do that, we're actually going to throw in a little bit of mangrove leaves around the outside of the build. Now, you don't want to put these everywhere. You almost want just little pockets here and there. And with that, there is field design number 2. Now let's get started on field design number 3. For our third and final field design, we are going to do a little something different and add in some dripstone block, some packed mud, and some mud bricks. We're also going to be using a little bit of mangrove roots, and we will be using some oak leaves. So with this field design, rather than just doing a border around, we are actually going to make almost like a wall here. So we're going to be using some of these blocks and just kind of mixing them around to get a little bit of detail and difference between things. Now I want to give this field design here a little bit more of a ruined look. And so in order to do that, we're actually going to take some slabs of the mud brick and kind of break this down a little bit. So here on the bottom, we'll add in a few slabs, we'll add in a few slabs on the top, and we'll just kind of go around this build, adding in a few slabs here and there. I also have some mud brick stairs that we can also add to add in a little bit more of that broken down feeling. Once you're comfortable with how your wall looks, it is time to start adding in a few more decorations around this wall. And to do that, we're actually going to add in some mangrove roots. Some of these we will replace the actual wall with to kind of make it feel a little bit more broken down, and some we'll place on the outside of the wall. It is now time to take some oak leaves and also place them around here to add in a little bit more color to the outside of this wall. With the leaves placed, this wall is looking very broken and run down, which is perfect for this area. So in this field, we're actually going to plant some wheat. Now, you would normally need to use water to make sure that the wheat grew better and you could replant it. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just gonna plant like this. So something that I like to do with fields that I actually have to come into a lot is add a walking path that prevents me from breaking any of the wheat as I come back down. And I do that by just simply adding some slabs. For this particular field, because we have a lot of the brown colors, I think the red of the mangrove wood will look perfect against it. This is a field you're going to want to get into most likely, and if it is, don't forget to make yourself a gateway into the field. So you could just add in a mud brick wall and then put a mangrove fence in the middle. This way nothing can actually get in here, but you yourself can get in to go and take care of the crops. Now to add in lights around this field, you can certainly just add a few random ones on top of the wall, or you could do something similar to over in this flower bed where we added in the lamppost in the middle of the field. And there we have 3 simple field border designs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you are brand new. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye for now.